Hey everyone, GamerJlee here, and joining me is
InsaneMatt.
Yes, and today we're doing a special video telling you why you should not buy the Resident Evil 7 Season Pass and why you should not buy banned footage volumes 1 or, well, maybe 2. Maybe.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm just going to say don't buy it.
Right.
Don't.
So, we just got done playing through both Volume 1 and 2 of banned footage.
Yes.
Which, basically, to us, has 4 sections and then 2 mini games that they say are separate. Which is Ethan Must Die and Jack's 55th birthday. Now, these are just mini games, and we were told by our viewers to skip them. They aren't like main story things. They're just mini games. So we go, and we started heading into it, and the first one you play is called Nightmare. And basically what it is it takes place right after after Jack captures Clancy and basically he's got you captured. It's basically horde mode.
Like a very dumbed down horde mode.
Right. It's basically horde mode.
Now, it's very cheap. Right. They make you replay it because every time you die, you get points, and those points unlock certain weapons for the next time you play.
Right. The more points you gain during that run, the more points that you're gonna have for different items. Like after our first run, the next one we could unlock adrenaline, which is a fucking lifesaver.
It really is, yeah.
But here's what really came to mind about this. This is just basically something that was kind of like the mercenary mode or almost like the old, like they used to have these trials back in Resident Evil 4, 5, and even 6, I think. Where basically you would run through like basically a barrage of opponents for a wave.
Yeah. And
you'd finish and it would be done.
Right.
And you come back to do a better score. Like, this feels like that mode. And usually that was added on the game once you beat the game.
Yeah.
So, that was the first bad sign. And we had already been told that this DLC was not worth it. The second one is actually a pretty interesting one. And it's this mission where you play as Clancy once again. And you're basically captured by Marguerite. And you basically, this was actually pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. It basically, if you want to explain it since you played through it.
Yeah, so you're captured by Marguerite and she's trying to feed you food, and I guess there's actually an achievement if you eat all the food, but it eventually kills you, I think. Because every time you eat the food,
you throw up, and then you see it's just like you start losing health, and you're like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not retarded.
So the way this works is she leaves the room, and you have to unlock the little what would you call that? That's on the desk that you're getting. That little thing you have to unlock and you're free.
Well, the shackle that you're
like that little shackle. Basically, it's not even on. You just basically like turn the knob and it opens and you're free.
Yeah.
And then throughout this, you're going through sections. For example, you have to get the lantern. Then,
basically you had to go. Okay, so basically what you had to do is get the lantern, go over to the clock, open the clock, remove the ping, but it would set the clock off.
Because when you would turn the handle on the clock, it would break. And then you have to use that as a lock pick to unlock the main clock.
The grandfather clock. You go in there's a painting in there. You need the painting, so you remove the painting, but it sets off the grandfather clock.
And then she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And so if you don't set everything back to the way it was, she'll notice it, and then she'll kill you. So you have to put the lantern back. And you can keep the painting because all you have to do is close the grandfather clock door.
But if anything's out of place, like the first time we failed, it was because we opened a drawer that we could not close.
Yeah, so...
And basically what it is basically, it's an interesting thing, but it's another short mission. And basically once you get to the point where you're in this room, you can repeat the steps like that and get to the point, and then you just have to have your knife out and kill her. Or damage her or whatever and escape. And then this is the most annoying one. There's a third game in the forbidden, the banned footage. I keep going forbidden. The banned footage 2, volume 2, called 21. Now, a lot of you guys out there who watched our live stream know I hate fucking Lucas. Because of what he did to Clancy.
I bet you hate me more now, huh?
Well, I'm sure you do. You had to play that fucking garbage.
I hate the fucker I was up against.
I hate Lucas. Lucas is the one dealing the cards. I hate Lucas. But basically, you're playing 21, but with death.
It's like a little twist.
Right. It's a fucked up twist. And basically, you just have to compete against this guy and beat him, and then he wants another round. Except, like, now you're getting electrocuted, and if you might die. We rage quit that shit. We played it to the point where we thought it was enough. But basically, here's what we have to say about it. All these little Clancy missions, we felt like could have been ripped from the game.
Right. It really did feel like that. Because if you think about it, when you're actually playing through the original game, how many tapes were there? There were like 2, 3 at most.
3 or 4. 3 or 4.
And the last one that I think it's the last tape that you find is where you're playing as Clancy and you're in that little like Saw mini game thing.
No, the last one you find is whenever you're on the boat as Mia.
That was a long ass tape.
But the last one you find is you finally find out what happened to Clancy, and it feels like to me that these 3 other tapes could have been hidden out of the game. You played Clancy in this, or, well, you didn't play as him, but you played as him in the beginning of the game when you're going through the house. It would have been cool if you found these other tapes throughout the game.
Right.
And gotten to play this little side story. But no, they decided to take these things and put them as a fucking DLC and put them behind the paywall.
Right.
Because how I could see this working, and this is the honest truth, is the first one with fucking Jack in the underground area. You're fighting through it. You fight through it for maybe 2 ways. You fight Jack, you escape, there's a little cutscene, right?
Yep.
It ends the tape. The second one with Marguerite. Basically, at the end of the first cutscene, you saw you got captured by Marguerite. You could go into that, you escape. But then you get captured by Lucas. Then, after that, you see what happens to him. Because he says, oh, I'm going to let you go. We didn't finish the 21 games. That game was fucking bullshit.
Rigged.
It was bullshit.
It's fucking rigged.
And basically, I guarantee you it just leads into the part where he drags you to the torture room.
Right.
And then kills you. That could have been throughout the actual game.
Right, and that would have given so much more content to the original game,
and
because
it would have made you hate. It would have made you hate Lucas that much more.
Right.
And Marguerite and Jack.
It gives you so much more insight on Clancy and how much tortured he was.
Right. And here's the thing that bugs me. This could have been the game. These were short.
They were short, yeah.
Yeah. My friend Elvar, quote unquote, said he ran through it in an hour. I think it was a little longer than that because he would say he was speed running through it. But
when you're playing through it the first time, it's gonna be a little longer.
Right. But like after that, like if
honestly, there's no point to play it a second time.
Right.
You do it once and you're just like done.
Right, unless you want to go for that completionist, getting everything in the game thing. Yeah. But it's really not worth the $10 and $15 because here's the thing. Forbidden. God, why do I keep going forbidden?
Forbidden.
Ban footage 1 is $10. Ban footage 2, volume 2 is $15. That's $25. The season's pass is $30. There's one more DLC to come out that's paid. And then there's a free DLC coming out with Chris Redfield. Now, here's the thing that bugs me. Why is this fucking minigame bullshit put behind a paywall
while Chris Redfield is free?
Right. If they had taken... Now, here's the next thing. Final thing about this forbidden... God damn it. Banned footage, volume 1 and 2. In volume 2, there's a mission or a tape called Daughters, where you play as Zoe. And this is probably one of the most moving and this is the one thing I feel like you should play.
You should play, but...
Like,
guys, I think you should just go watch it on YouTube.
Right.
Because this thing is so short. You're gonna be so
15 minutes, 30 minutes to do both.
Yeah.
So there's a bad ending and a good ending, and literally, it's basically you get to see them before they were corrupted by Evelyn.
Like right before everything happens.
Because what happens is you start off and Evelyn is in fucking Jack's arms because he found her.
You know they're fucked when you see that.
Right. Because if you play through the main game, you're like, oh great, this little shit's here.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the only thing. It was a great, like, that was the one thing I enjoyed. Because we're like, oh great, this is gonna suck too. No, it was actually kind of good because you got to see, you know, Jack and Marguerite trying to fight off when Evelyn's trying to take them over. You see Lucas, even though supposedly he's a fucking murderer, just acting like an asshole.
Yeah, but it should have just been like $5.
Right, like it was, but that's the thing. And that's where they get you. They're like, oh, well, you get all this other shit. You get the 21 game.
It's different when you rip something from a game that should have been there in the first place and sell it to you as paid DLC.
I don't feel like the Zoe thing.
No, not the Zoe thing.
The Zoe thing.
That felt like it was actual DLC. Like, it could have been.
Right. But the Clancy stuff was blatantly, in my opinion, ripped from the game.
Right. Because, like I said earlier, there's so few tapes. They could have added everything you got from the DLC besides the Zoe, all the Clancy stuff, into the original game. That would have filled up a lot more side things you could have done.
Do you know what I feel about that? I feel like if they had added those Clancy tapes, giving you basically a side story, that could have bumped that game up to an 8.5 out of 10 or something on the score. If it had that side content that, you know, you're like, oh, I want to know more about what happened to Clancy. That's what I wanted to know, is what happened to Clancy. And then whenever I find out what happened to him, Lucas fucking killed him. I fucking hate Lucas.
Yeah, but you don't get to see anything. And, oh, you want to find out what happened to Clancy? DLC.
Yeah, spend $25 to get the whole story behind what happened. $25. And I bought the season's pass because I was excited for it. Here's the thing. We have the free DLC with Chris Redfield. I would rather pay for that than pay for this bullshit.
Because that seems like a legitimate DLC I would pay for.
Right.
Why would you pay for some mini games that feels like it should have been in the original game?
Right. And we have one more DLC that's in the paid category that they said on that
yeah,
image
it's to be announced, so no one knows what it's going to be yet.
But it says it's a story-based DLC.
Right.
Well, there's no multiplayer, so I don't know what the fuck else it would be.
And so, since companies let you save $5 when you buy the season's pass, and it's $25 for the first 2 banned footage DLCs.
I'm guessing this one's gonna be $10.
It's gonna be $10, right?
Right.
So $35 if you don't buy the season's pass.
Right. And honestly,
that's got to be the best goddamn story DLC for this game ever. Like,
right.
For it to be worth $35, and some of the best goddamn arcade games that are worth like $5 or $10 are much better than this shit right now.
Because honestly, what I'm gonna say to you is, if you're gonna like want to know what happened to Clancy or what happened in this Daughters DLC, watch it on fucking YouTube.
Don't waste your money.
Don't say that it's okay for them to rip shit out of a game that should have been blatantly. Now, I'm not saying the Daughters one should have been in the game at you know the time. I'm saying the Clancy stuff. That's the stuff that pisses me off. And it pissed off Matt, and we discussed this right after our stream, and we just said we had to say something, because if we don't question these practices and we don't call them out on their bullshit, who else is? Who else is going to? Because the thing is that majority of people after Resident Evil 7, a lot of people liked the game. A lot of people wanted to know more. But the thing is if they're going to continue to do, you know, oh, we're going to have a season pass, because I was excited. I was like, oh great, it's going to be an awesome DLC. No. It was mini games and one good part of it, and then the rest was fucking, you know, mini games.
Like, and it's like when you compare from what games were the mercenary modes from?
5. I think everything since 4 has had a mercenary mode,
which is like the horde mode, right?
Well, kinda. But like, I can't really describe it. It's kind of similar to what we just faced off in.
Besides the point, those games had that shit already included.
Right. Basically, when it came, I'm pretty sure 5 had it included. Once you beat the game, there was a mercenary mode. I don't know about 6 because I don't really play much of 6. 4, I know it was in the game because it was basically saying you unlocked when you beat the game or something like that. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty damn sure.
See, that still would have been a great idea in the main game. When you beat the game, you get this horde mode or something like that, but it's more extensive.
Right, then, like, when you first do it in the game.
Right.
Like, you get to actually use the Albert gun that you get to use at the end of the game, but you have to unlock it. It was like whenever you did it in Resident Evil 4, you can unlock the different costumes, and you can unlock the fucking different weapons in the mercenary mode. It was really good, but this is bullshit. This is blatant bullshit. And the thing is I was like, great, Capcom's turning it around. Capcom's turning around for, Resident Evil. I'm happy they're going back to horror. I'm excited to see. Maybe they'll do good on DLC. No.
The thing is, Capcom has always been terrible with DLCs.
Yes.
Resident Evil 7 is an amazing game.
Yes.
But they really got to get their DLC shit straight.
Right. Now, if they had charged us for the Chris Redfield story, which we don't even know yet, if it's even going to be worth the free,
Yeah, like, if we have to pay for this shit, what are we gonna get with Chris Redfield's? Like, it must be really bad if it's free.
It's got me worried. It's really got me worried. And we have one more paid, quote unquote, DLC that's supposed to be included in the season's pass.
And if it's amazing, that's gonna really make me question what the hell they're doing.
Well, the thing for me is that the free DLC is gonna be fine. Like, free is free. Free is free.
Frees always need to be, like.
But if they were to shift this around, I would have much rather seen the Chris Redfield one be paid, as long as it's longer than the Zoe one. The Zoe one be free.
Yeah.
The Clancy one be in the game. So the 3 Clancy ones be in the game.
Yeah.
The Zoe one be free because it's an awesome little backstory that lasts 30 minutes, and it would be nice for some fanfare to say that we care about our fans. And then the Chris Redfield one be part of the paid one, and then maybe depending on what this third paid DLC is, this third pack or whatever they call it, whatever that is, depending on when we see it.
Yeah, see, like I agree. All the Clancy stuff should have just been in the game in the first place,
and then have
all the story stuff.
Modes,
all the story stuff should have been DLCs. Maybe included the Chris Redfield, the new story DLC that we don't know about, and the Zoe stuff. Maybe in one package for like $10-15.
Well, we don't know how long the Chris Redfield one is.
We don't,
and that's the thing.
But the thing,
because Resident Evil 5 had some great DLCs. I'm not gonna lie. There was 2 long ass DLCs. Like, hold on.
I think I had the DLCs back
Hold on.
then.
No, they were super long. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up Xbox.com real quick just to show this, because I just want to look up Resident Evil 5. Okay. So, back in the day, on the Xbox 360...
For Xbox One?
Well, yeah, they made a port for the Xbox One. That's cool. Back in the day, there were 2 DLCs. Oh, here we go.
Untold Stories bundle.
I think that's the one. Desperate Escape. I think that's it. Hold on. I'm gonna read this. Untold Stories. Where's the description on this thing? Jesus, I'm not.
Go down again.
Go down.
Click on
Untold Stories. Here it is. This bundle pack features Lost in Nightmares and Desperate Escape. 2 new episodes, dude. Those ones. I'm pretty sure Lost in Nightmares was the one where you play as Kristen Jill in the past, and you're in the mansion trying to find Wesker, and that's where it takes place before Resident Evil 5 when Jill goes missing.
Okay, I don't think I've ever played these. I don't remember that.
It lasted like 3 hours. It was a 3-hour DLC.
What's the price?
For this bundle?
Yeah.
Is $11.99.
$12.
Right, and I believe
that's cheaper.
I'm
than
making
the banned
sure,
footage volume 2.
I'm making sure Lost in Nightmares you can get right now for $5.
Right.
I'm making sure there's nothing I'm missing. You know, I want to make sure all my versus mode.
Oh yeah, the versus mode.
Let's see if page 2. Hold on, I'm just checking, making sure all my facts are straight here. And here's the thing: they were probably $15 whenever they came out. You know, originally. But they were still good.
Right.
This lasted us maybe per thing. Like if Matt played through it, he beat it the horde mode pretty damn quick. The Marguerite thing, after we failed like a couple times, it was literally like,
to be fair, there are harder modes in the horde mode.
Right. But that mode feels like it should have been added on at the end of the game.
Because there's nothing there. You're in a small little area.
Right, you're in the underground area where basically they make all
you can't
the
leave.
molded.
You're just basically in this little like hallway that goes in a circle.
This little map. Yeah, it's literally a roundabout with a hallway. But it's so annoying. It's so annoying. And then the Marguerite mission, and then the 21 fucking shit. And then I feel like the Zoe one should have been free. The Zoe one should have been free. Chris Redfield, if it is good, paid. And then this third pack, if it is good, paid. But if it's bullshit, again, there's gonna be another rant video. So be prepared.
Be prepared, guys. Yeah.
But the thing for me is that Capcom, you fucked over your fighting game community. Now you're fucking over the Resident Evil community. Resident Evil 7 was a great game. I'm still gonna say that. I say you buy the actual game and you take the free DLC with the Chris Redfield. And if you're desperate and you want to play through the Zoe thing for yourself, then do the pack 2, but don't do the pack 1. It's not worth it.
And if you're still unsure about the pack 2, just forget it.
Just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Do not let these business practices continue.
And don't support this, guys.
Do not do it. The thing for us is that's why we do YouTube. That's why we do these first impressions kind of things. It's to let you know what you're getting yourself into, and if you should spend your hard-earned money into these. People in this area, you know, we spend our money on this. I don't get review copies. I don't get any of this. I spend my hard-earned money.
Yeah, we're consumers.
And if I get screwed and I spent $30 of my hard-earned money on the season's pass and I get screwed, you don't think I'm going to want to tell anyone?
Right.
Now, if I was getting like, you know that there's always a bias whenever you get something for free on a review copy.
No matter what.
And even then, I would tell you, I'm honestly going to probably, if I ever get something, I'm probably going to turn it down. Because the truth is that I'd rather go totally unbiased.
Right.
And the problem is with this whole thing is that people need to speak out. People need to speak out about this.
Because they're stealing your money.
Right. And ever since the Street Fighter V DLC, I've never been happy with Capcom. I have friends who are in the fighting game community. They were disappointed in Street Fighter V. The fact that the story mode came out like 3 months later or 6 months later or some shit.
Yep.
Was bullshit. It was a short ass story. I could guarantee that. I just played it last week at work. While I was working, I played through Street Fighter V. And their season's pass is ridiculous for fucking characters.
How much is their season's pass?
Well, let's look it up. How about that? Let's go.
And just characters, right?
Characters. Well, there's 2 seasons passes.
What?
There's season pass volume 1 and then season 2. So let's go.
What's the point in doing a season's pass when you separate it?
Games have been doing that where they have multiple seasons, like Mortal Kombat X. They had the first season and then the second season.
I didn't know Mortal Kombat X did that even.
Yeah. Street Fighter V. Here we go. So there's 2 passes for this. One, the first season's $19.99. The second one is $29.99.
So $40 if you want
No,
both.
No, $50.
Oh, $50. I'm sorry. Math is hard, okay? $50 fucking dollars? That's almost a brand new game.
Right. And
just for characters?
Right.
Just for characters.
And you don't even get their stages. You know that Akuma stage you saw in the fucking thing?
Yeah.
When they were showing off Akuma at PlayStation Experience? You have to spend more money for that.
Don't even get me started on the Akuma thing.
So,
don't even get me started on
guys, don't support Capcom's DLC practices.
You need to stand up and say no.
Yeah.
It's not good for any of us.
I know this was a long video, but this needed to be said.
This is some corporal bullshit.
And the thing is that I need to say this. I know this is probably going to be a long video. It most likely will.
And it's just us just complaining, you know, and bitching.
The thing is that the message needs to be out there. Do not fall for these practices. It is not worth your money. It is not. Wait for the free DLC to come out. Let them know with your wallet.
Yep.
You can pick up Resident Evil 7. I will totally support that. I think it's a great idea. I think it's an amazing game for the price.
There's possibly... I don't think there's any way for them to make the third DLC worth it for the season pass. Because right now it's not worth it at all. It's not $25. It's not worth $25 for the first two. It's not.
Right.
And with the third, I highly doubt it. Even though we don't know what it is, they're gonna have to put out some amazing shit.
Right. I just don't think they're gonna.
I had high hopes for Daughters. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it was it was good for what it was.
But
it was short.
But at max, you're gonna get a half an hour out of Daughters. Half an hour max. Because you gotta play through the bad one. Because at first you're not gonna know what the fuck to do. And then you're gonna probably go back and you're probably gonna watch a walkthrough or something. And you're gonna get the perfect ending. And that's it.
The thing is, cause I didn't buy this shit. It was all Jordan, okay?
Yeah.
If I bought even just the second banned footage, I would have felt ripped off.
Yeah.
Even just from playing Daughters, like, it was cool, but it's not worth $15. It's not to me.
Nope.
It's not.
And that's the problem with video games in 2016, 2017. We need to start speaking our mind. Now, don't worry. This is a negative video. Yes, I know.
You know, that just kind of puts into
Perspective.
Okay, words are hard now, okay?
Yeah, words are
words are very hard. $35 for all DLCs if you don't buy the season's pass. Some brand new games that come out for PC are $40.
Yeah.
What does that say to you?
Right.
When they cut out... I'm not saying that they did, but it really does feel like they did rip out a lot of things from the game.
It feels like all the scenes with Clancy were ripped out from the game.
And they're like, here, this is almost $40. Here's a brand new game for you. And there's no meat.
Right.
There's nothing.
Right.
How would that make you feel?
Right.
Think about it that way. It's almost a brand new game. You get these little side stories that should have been in the game in the first place.
Right. And
that's not okay. That feels so dirty to me. And it pisses me off.
And what's sad is that you have amazing indie titles for $10.
Undertale.
$10 or $15 you could get Undertale.
Which it took us 11 hours to beat.
11 hours.
One playthrough. That's the thing. Undertale, you pretty much have to play through it twice.
3 times normally. 3 times.
No. You get the neutral ending first.
Right.
And then
Pacifist, and then you go for the
Pacifist, though, you don't have to start over.
Well, that depends on if you did like we did.
Oh, yeah. We got lucky. We got lucky. We got
yeah.
lucky, so we could just replay the ending,
right.
Get the pacifist ending. But then you have to do the genocide ending.
Right.
Because you won't understand.
And here's the thing. We never did the genocide ending because I won't allow it.
Yeah, Jordan's being a little punk.
Yeah. So we don't know how long it would take to kill every monster in the game.
Right, and I guarantee you it's way longer.
For $10, I would be happy to pay that. But guys, this video has gone on long enough. We've already been going for almost a half an hour talking here. So, guys, our honest opinion is do not buy Volume 1 or 2.
You know what? If you haven't played Undertale, don't buy any of the DLCs. Go buy Undertale.
Okay. This has just become a paid promotion for Undertale. Toby Fox, please call us.
The thing is, Undertale gives you so much story.
Right.
For $10, you play through once, it pretty much encourages you to play another time because Flowey is like, oh no, that's for the neutral. He's like, oh, you did this wrong. Go back and try to get the good ending.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, I kind of want to do that now.
Right.
So when you do it, and then you don't actually get the full story until you do all the playthroughs.
Don't spoil anything.
I'm not spoiling anything.
But let's end this off. Let's end this off. They get the message. Buy fucking Undertale. Don't buy these DLCs. Don't buy the Resident Evil 7 DLCs.
Stand up to Capcom.
Right. Basically stand up to bad business practices by these AAA things. Basically, that's what we're doing whenever it comes. That's what I'm doing. And what I mentioned in my video about Halo Wars 2 and the rec cards or whatever the fuck they call them.
And one thing that I actually told Jordan, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to buy a Season's Pass ever again.
Yeah, and that's how I'm feeling now, because the thing is I had very high hopes. I was feeling very positive. I felt like Capcom could turn it around, and they just basically...
Can't you buy the Season's Pass whenever you want?
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy the
So what's the point of buying it so early when you can just wait until all the DLCs are out, see if it's worth it, and then buy the Season's Pass?
Or buy the content individually based on what you think is good.
Right.
And what reviewers say. And that's why we just needed to give our opinions on that, guys. But
all right.
If you guys agree with this, and if you had a bad experience, if you had the most terrible fate of buying these DLCs, go ahead and leave a like. And explain your story down in the comment section down below. Explain that, how you felt whenever you played
If you disagree with us, we want to hear from you too.
Right. So, guys, thank you for watching. We know this was a little bit of a rant, but we need to say this because we feel like it's kind of our responsibility as content creators to kind of give our opinion.
Like, we're all gamers,
And
we're all on the same boat.
If you disagree with us, tell us why. Like, we would understand why. Just explain.
We're all consumers. We're just like you. We're not like just some
corporate
chills.
chill.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like, oh, Capcom did nothing wrong. It's just crazy. So, guys, all right, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, then let us know in the comment section down below. But thank you guys for watching. And as always, GamerJlee InsaneMatt signing
Goodbye,
out.
everyone.